Hello, my fellow car milers. How are you doing today? We are going to do another reaction video to the latest video drop by Round 2 models on what they got coming up. And remember, this is a model car channel, so we're just going to be covering the model cars. There will be a link at the end of this video for you to go directly to their video to take a look at the other things that they're offering. But let's go ahead and we'll pull it up here. Watch the beginning.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the new product spotlight. This is for July of 2026, and of course 2026 is America's 250th, so for July and 4th of July coming up, we're going to have some exciting new products to show you guys. We're doing all throughout the year, but some pretty cool ones for this month to go into.
Let's get forward here into the model cars like we always do. That's all cool stuff. Try to stay away from collecting other things because I just don't need another hobby, don't have the room for it, but I like all this stuff right here. So I always go back and watch all of it. I recommend you do. They have a lot of cool stuff, and that's something I'm interested in, but you might be. Here we go. There, the cars. There we go. And shall we begin?
So we've got another very exciting kit with a new license for you guys. This is the Motorhead 1970 and a half Camaro. So what's cool about this kit,
very cool,
we are doing some of these heavy metal band kits. They've been doing really well in pre-sales. This has some killer box art on it. It really is a throwback to a Motorhead album cover that we redid to look put the 70 and a half Camaro in there.
The thing, this is cool. I'm an old Motorhead fan, heavy metal fan. Love it. I think it's cool. I want to get this just because that is beautiful box art. But I got so many of these freaking Camaros. Well, I wish they'd come back with the standard nose Camaro. They just came out with that a couple years ago, put it out for a little bit, and it's gone. And I didn't grab enough of those. And I like the full bumper standard nose. I'm not a fan of the split RS nose. Owned a lot of those Camaros, real Camaros. I was big into them back in the 90s and the O's, and had quite a few of them, and they were all full bumper, and I was proud of it to where I was going to put on one of the cars on the back. I was going to have on the back window says, "Sorry, not a split bumper." Everybody, "Oh, you got a 71 Camaro? Is it a split bumper?" Always ask that, when I'm talking about it. And it's like, nah, I'm not into the split bumper. I wish they'd bring that back out, but man, that is cool box art. That's my rant for the day. Maybe one day they'll bring that version of the kit out. I hope so.
It's such a cool. I would buy this just for the box art, but there's some pretty fun features in this kit. It's got some great Motorhead decals, which I'll show you guys a little more of that. You can see a little bit about the Camaro here on the side. It comes with side pipes on it. It's really about like being fast and loud, like Motorhead is. There's a look at that decal sheet and a bunch of the different options here. And there's enough options. You could do this car up. You could build something.
If you notice, it looks like they combined the Z28 kit and the Baldwin Motion kit, because it's got the spoiler that comes in the Baldwin Motion, the rear spoiler, the 3-piece D80 spoiler, instead of the single spoiler that's in the Z28. But you got the flat hood of the Z28. But you look at that, you've got it looks like the wheels and tires from the Baldwin Motion, and you got your side pipes from the Baldwin Motion. So it's more the Baldwin Motion with the flat hood. You Camaro nuts that are like, I love second gen Camaros, and I'm really into them and know way too much about them, and we'll ramble on about it. But that, I might get it just because of that, because I know in my resin casting, I do some stuff for Camaros, and I've been getting a lot of requests for that spoiler, and here it's going to be coming back out. I've had people wanting me to do that spoiler in resin because, the Z28 has just that one-piece little duck bill, and that's just a way cooler rear spoiler. I am working on one though that it's a little different than that. It's that style, but cut a little different for the 74 on up Camaros, because I do that conversion kit of the 74 on up, the big bumper cars. I know people have been wanting that spoiler for that too.
else and use Motorhead decals on that. So it's fun kit to pick up just for that really awesome decal sheet as well. And of course the Camaro builds out awesome. Here's a look. It's about 118 parts that are included in this kit, so you can see all the parts and pieces. Of course, this is a paint and glue kit with a fully detailed engine, chassis, etc. So one that's a classic kit that's done very well. It's a pretty popular perennial kit for us usually, but the Motorhead release really screams. So
That's
excited to
cool.
bring that one out. Next up for you guys, we've got a return of the 32 Chevrolet Roadster Street Rod. So this is an MPC kit. This is another release that we're really excited to bring you guys. Great looking box art here on this one. There were some tools that were, some parts that were kind of retooled and fixed for this kit. I believe the last time it was released, it was like a Barnabas monster rod or something along those lines. So this has a lot of really cool options on it for doing this Roadster Street Rod. So you can see here, there's cool. 4 engine build options. Ooh. So you can do an inline engine. 6, or you can do a V8. And when some of the options for the V8, you can do like the dual carb setup. You can do a supercharger.
Of course, that's hot rod.
You can see the kind of the headers and parts and pieces here that are also included. The hood, you can build it with the full hood, or you can do it with the fenders removed here.
Now, is that something new that they did with the full hood and the option there? I'm not real into pre-war cars. I don't know them that well. I like some of them, and we'll build some models, but I don't know much about this kit or what's been redone. But there's something I saw on the box art I'm hoping that this has. It might have a really cool set of wheels and tires that we either haven't seen in a long time.
To show off the engine and have those side pipes sticking out. And then we've got some options there for the convertible top. You can do a soft top roof,
cool. That's
or just
cool
do the
that option.
Boot cover to show off the interior. Cool. There's a look here at
look at those crazy headers coming out. Nice pipe.
That are included 4-inch by 6-inch decal sheet with striping, flames,
cool
several different license plate options, racing numbers, and you can do even the rumble seat, open or closed.
Whoa! This kit up. Working rumble seat.
And then here's a look
I
at
might have
the
to
back.
get this. I
Actually,
like
182 parts in this. So a lot of different parts, pieces, and
tires
options that you can put together to build this 32 Chevy Roadster Street Rod.
I might have to nail that.
For the car guys, we've got a return of another classic kit. This is the Mr. Speed 392 Supercharged 53 Studebaker drag car kit. So what's cool about this, you guys love this Mr. Speed kit. We did retool parts on this, specifically the hinges, so that you could actually build it with the tilt body. Those parts had been missing previously, so we were able to repair that.
That's cool.
Great looking box art on this one. There's 2 window color options on here. There's actually an option where you can build the roof.
I'm kind of like, I like that style of chassis. I've had an idea for like a rear engine funny car chassis that for something else that might be worth getting for that. You could do a lot of cool things with it.
Or you can do a chopped roof, and there's instructions there, and then parts for doing a chopped top on this one. We've expanded the decal sheet, of course, stuck with that vintage style packaging. You can see a little bit of the features here, showing kind of the blower, fuel tank, parachute, big wide tires, etc. And then there is a look at the side where you can see 150 parts that are included in this Studebaker funny car, and a little bit of a sneak peek at the Mr. Speed decals.
That's
and
definitely
some of the options, secondary logos,
completely
drag racing sponsor.
Completely different kit from the Miss Deal Studebaker, because that had the engine, and the hood and all that, and wasn't that just like more of just an altered wheelbase FX type car or something? Not really a funny car.
Sponsors, etc., that you can put on this 53 Studebaker funny car. And then lastly,
here
we go. The kits for you guys, we were talking about it being July and being the 250th America 250, so we're doing this special America 250 release. This is a super fun kit, great looking box art, great looking decals on it. This is Unc Sam's Screaming Eagle Pontiac Firebird TA funny car. So this has not been out since, I believe, the 80s. Since
Yeah, he's right. And what that was, that those were cool funny car kits. I know a lot of people say that they were too small or the body dimensions were off, but MPC did a rockin' series of funny cars that this comes from, and they did, like the late, which was my favorite era of funny cars. I really like the bodies of the late '70s, early '80s, and they did, an earlier Firebird, and they did a couple of Corvettes, and they did, that Dodge Omni and Charger type, the front wheel drive late '70s small cars with the humps on the front hood and all that stuff, and boy, I'd love to see those come back out. This body, I mean, if I was to choose a third gen Firebird funny car, I'd rather go with the now reissued monogram one from Atlantis. But it would be interesting to see how this is. I've never really taken a look at that body in that kit. I've got a couple of the other ones, but yeah, I wonder what are the chances that I have any other the other bodies. Probably zip zero to none, but it would be really cool to see them come out with those other cars. But I know there's resin casters that have repopped the other bodies. Unfortunately, the one that I'm thinking of, Competition Resins, has shut down, and I don't, Slicks was selling them. I don't know if Slicks ends any more of those bodies. If they do, they're going to sell them out with this coming out, because those bodies were made for this chassis. So it's pretty cool.
This funny car kit has been out, and we really went crazy with this release. So it has a lot of fun decals on it. You can see the eagle there on the hood, of course, done in the style of the Trans Am bird. It has some "In Speed We Trust" here in Pig Latin.
Nice.
On the sides of it. You've got the carrying the flags down the side, flame paint jobs, of course, Screaming Eagle in gold. You've got the flames here. You've got Uncle Sam that goes on the back, and we've done some pretty cool things like gold plating rather than chrome.
Whoa!
So you've got a lot of gold-plated parts on this to really build a cool-looking Firebird funny car. Of course, it comes with the wheelie bars, the drag chute, and all those.
And I gotta say something. I think I love auto drag / however you want to ID those type of wheels. Either the Krager Super Streets or the auto drags from Centerline. Get it out. I always thought that these funny cars had nicer ones than the Pro Stocks did, and to get a set of those, even though they're going to be gold, big deal, man. We can take care of that. It's nice to see some of those come out. That would be worth getting a few of these kits just to get a hold of those wheels, man. You ever get a chance to check those out, they are dynamite, and I use them on old style Pro Stocks and all the time. It's my preferred wheel lots of times on a lot of my door slammer drag cars. I really like those wheels a lot.
Drag racing decals, and then you can see a look here at the full decal sheet
nice
with
decal
those parts.
sheet.
So there's even options where if you want to do the Eagle, there's an option for if you want to do it on a white car, or if you want to paint it a different color, you can use the various
very cool
other version for
option.
that Eagle. And then a look there at the back so you can see the parts overview, about 102 parts in this
kit. Pretty simple kit.
And again, really fun, really
nice
exciting. We're having a lot of fun with the America 250, so you guys will actually see some more pretty cool kits coming out for part of that. And this is everything that we've got for you guys for the month of July. As I mentioned, we will be at Good Guys in Columbus next week. So,
well, there we go. So I'll tell you, that's those are some pretty good ones coming out. But I really like that funny car. I would like to get a hold of that. I could use another one of those. I just like those MPC funny cars, and they're getting so expensive to hunt down at the swap meets or on eBay or whatever. They go for a lot of money, and I kind of had my hands on a couple, but man, I don't know. I'd love to see if anybody's gonna pop out, or if they have the other bodies. I would love to see that Omni or the Charger, or whichever ones they called it. I always wanted to build one of those. That's one of my favorite favorite funny cars of the later years. And as far as like when funny cars started getting really crazy throughout the 80s, they just, I don't know, they all looked the same by the late 80s, but I really liked them in the late 70s, early 80s. They were just so cool, had such character to them. But yeah, so there you go. That's it for this month of July for what Round 2 Models is putting out for us model car guys. Again, at the end of this video, there is a link to not only subscribe to their channel, but also a link to this video so you can watch the whole thing and see what else they got and maybe watch it without me blabbering over it and bothering you. But thank you for watching me checking these out for the first time. That's pure. It's my reaction, and my reaction is I'm all for. I'm all for what Round 2 does. I just happened to read something on the internet. Somebody, oh man, the bashing of Round 2 is so childish. I'm sorry. I read one that was absolutely ridiculous. I think there's a couple of you out there might know I had to put my 2 cents in of pointing out how ridiculous it was. And sometimes, man, you got to look past your own little world to look at the big world. And no, they're not a stupid company. They know what they're doing. They're knocking it out of the park. And thank goodness, because we have all these model kits to do neat model car things with. Why would you want a company like that to shut down? It boggles my mind when people are mad at the companies and want them to shut down, because these guys are great, and it's a, they know what they're doing. They're doing a killer knock it out of the ballpark job. If you guys remember a few years ago, and I say this all the time, before Round 2 bought up all, MPC, AMT, all that stuff was going away. We thought we weren't going to have MPC anymore and AMT. We thought it was over with. And same with Revell almost vanished. Could you imagine what the world would be like for us model car guys if we lost AMT, MPC, and Lindbergh, by the way, and if we also lost Revell? Wait a second. That's all of them. And then we've got, Savino's JR Models, that they picked up the stock car stuff, and good thing they got a hold of the monogram 80 stock cars. Oh, thank goodness. And then Atlantis has been really killing it, and who knows what they have. They were able to grab what they could grab, and we got that funny car back. We thought those were gone, that Wendy's funny car, that Firebird, which I'm going to be doing a video on that here pretty soon. I have one of those, and I'm really happy to have it. So anyways, that's my rant. That's how I feel, because I just like model cars a lot. And why is that? Because they're fun. Here's the producers.